This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so yesterday, we started with your UDF file, and we were talking about this second point, which is your, how we can create this user into the system, which is your UDF file that we have it here. So let me log in again into the system, and this time we using your system that is, your for Employee Central, and this one is your password. And once you put your credential, you'll come to your home page of your SuccessFactor. And so we're going to come to your UDF file, and from there we're going to download the template. But before I download the template, let me delete anything if there is any other template which is there. So I'm going to delete this one. Now I'm going to come to your admin center, and from admin center you will come here and you will come into your manage employee, and from manage employee you can see this employee export which is coming up here, right? So you can see this detail which is coming up here. One, it is coming up here as a export template, and another it is coming up here as a export user file. So I'm going to select it here as a export user file, and in this export user file you can see there is this template has downloaded here, right? So this is a template, so I'm going to unlock this template, and after unlocking, your template is going to come here and is going to open up into your this section. So here you have it, your this template. So let's create one employee here, and then we're going to upload this person information. So I'm going to copy it from here. I'm going to bring it down, and so the first thing, it's like that this employee has to be active, and this is a name section. So we're going to hire this time somebody from, give me a name, team. Give me one name, so whom we should hire. Mohit. Okay, let's hire Mohit. So I'm going to hire Mohit. This is his first name, and last name I'm going to take it as Mohit Gupta. So and this detail, if you remember this section, it was your this username section. That's where you actually going to use as a username to log in into the system. So I'm going to put that here as a Mohit, but with a smaller letter. This one also, this is a user ID. Here also I'm going to take it as the same Mohit. If you want all these three things to be the same, you can use it as the same. If you want different, you can use it as a different. Then this is your the last name. This is your mail ID. So here you have it, your mail ID, and this mail ID I'm going to put it here as a my mail ID, which is your SuccessFactor trainer @gmail.com. This is your position, which is coming into here. So let me make it this one only, vice president, or maybe the sales manager. I'm going to take him. So he's a sales manager, and this person, this is a gender, this is again a mail ID. So I'm going to take that here again as your this mail ID. So let's go ahead further. This one, it is your, this is a manager. So who's going to be a manager? It's going to be me. And what is my ID? Which is admin 100. So this is my ID. This is your HR section. I am not going to define anybody into your HR. This one, this is a department, and this is a division. So this person into your, what is this? O is a department, job code, and division. Okay. So O is your department. Department is industries. This is a job code, which is again coming in here as a admin one, and this is your division, which is coming up here as a industries. This is a location which the person is actually there in the San Mateo, and this is a this your time zone that you have it. This is a higher date, so I'm going to make it as a 2017. So this is a 2017 that we have it here. This is an employee code team. So if you remember, we had a lots of discussion on for this employee code. There was a bash team. I don't remember which one it was, but certainly not yours. There was a whole lot of discussion, in that batch happened, only for this employee ID. They were getting so confused between this employee ID and their, this user ID. So almost it's like, I spent quite some time, on just to explain them, what is employee ID and what is your user ID. So I'm not going to maintain any employee ID that we have it here. This is again your, what is this? Looks like it's a position. This is a title. So I'm going to take it here as a sales manager. I think that's what the title which I've taken before also, right? This is a phone number, so you can give any random phone number you want to give here. This is a fax number. So copy your this detail. You can put it your fax number. This is your address. Fine, address is fine. This is your zip code and this is a state. And then you further come here. This is your this matrix manager if you have it here. So and then this is your, by default it's like, here it has to be admin. This is a proxy detail. I'm going to remove any proxy. This is modified that custom field that you have it here. So if you look at this, it's like they have it all these modified custom field. Then let's see if there is anything else which is coming up here. Though this is also modified, this label that is, but what is the label name they have given? Okay, they have not given any label name, but I believe somebody is trying to maintain something into this field. But anyhow, if nothing is given, then let's not spend time on this. So that's a team. So we have hired, we have created a record for Mohit, and what I'm going to do, I am going to hire more, import this data into the system. So let me save you this user data file that we have it. We do not have access to create user through UDF. Uh, yes, Hemlata, in a way, you do not have an access to create this UDF file because this is actually falling into your, this manage employee. So here it's like, you have it here, all these detail, which is coming here for the manage employee. But yes, what I can do, I can send a email to my team, and if they allow you, then probably they will give you the access for the UDF. All right, so that's the only thing which I can do. I can just inform to my team member, if they allow you, then you will have an access to your this UDF file that you have it here. The reason being, team, they actually do not give this access, because this data, it's also there for the, you have seen, it's like, this system they also use for lots of testing and develop, although their development and everything. So they do not want anybody to change anybody's system detail and everything. That's the reason, they have not given this access to the UDF. But anyhow, I'll mail them. If they allow it, it's fine. If they don't allow, in that case, then also I'll let you know. So here, I'm going to save your this UDF file, and once you have saved your this section, then what we need to do, we need to come here and import your this file into the system that we have it here. So here, if I come into your this section and into your this section that we have it here, you have it here into your this detail. So here you can see into your choose file which is coming up here, and in your choose file, if I come here into my download option, I'm going to see this is a file that we have it, and I'm going to select it. After selecting it, I'm going to validate this. Now in this system there is a lot of issue, so you can see there is a lot of issue. I hope that there is not coming to my user, which is Mohit. Yeah, there is no issue with my user. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this file and going to import it this time. So here, I'm going to select your this file, and we're going to import your this section that we have it here. So here we have done it. Okay, now team, even let's suppose even if they give you the access for UDF file, they will never give you the access for import employee data. So you can only just work on your Excel sheet that you have it. That's the only option that you will be able to do. So in that case, if you want the Excel sheet, and what I can do, I can just download and I can email it to all of you.
Yeah, if they do not give access to
Yeah,
import
see,
data, then
no, they will
there
never
is no
give you
point.
this access to
But
import
that's fine.
employee data. The reason being, I think I told you on the very first session also, right, that the
Yeah.
moment you create the user, they're going to bill it to us. So in this case, it's like they're not going to
No
give it
problem.
this import employee data. But yes, I think the only thing it's like you have it there as an Excel sheet, right? So if you people want, I can email you, all three of you, this Excel sheet that you have it, the UDF file.
Yeah, that should be enough, Ashish. Thank you so much.
Fine, I'll do that. So let me also write it. Okay, then have we imported this file? Yes, we have imported this file. That's what it is showing here. So let's see in monitor job whether it is coming here completed or not. So you can see this file is completed. And if I come into my home section, into your home section, you will see your my team, and into your my team, you have it your, let's see if there is any Mohit coming. You can see Mohit is coming up here, right? So here you can see Mohit data has been created into the system that we have it here, right team? So this is how you're going to work on the UDF that you have it here. All right, so let me also write down here as a Mohit, so that this section also we're going to continue with the Mohit only. Okay, that was about your how to create the user. And so let's come to the third topic that we have it, which is your RBP. RBP also something that we have done it, which is your role-based permission. And so let's again refresh your RBP that we have it. So what is RBP? Would anybody would like to explain this? What is RBP? Because this is something constantly we are doing it, and I have also explained this into your introduction to mastery. Does anybody wants to explain this? What is RBP and what is why there is a two section that we have it?
Well, RVP is again role-based permission. So, in an organization, everybody is on a different role. So everybody will accordingly have the access to the system. Not everybody will have access to the entire system. So, like you have mentioned in the example, like Shiva and Kishore, somebody will have only like write access, somebody will have only read access, and accesses to different system also. Some will have access to only employee central, some will have only access to goal management. So we need to assign those roles, like we can create a role and then assign it to different uh, uh, people.
Right, that is true, Hemlata. That and Shiva, I also read your, the chat detail that you have sent. So that is also absolutely fine. So what Shiva has written into the text, that is assignment of role and read and write access. That is very true. That was quite synopsis detail that he has given. Okay, well, then what is the use of manage permission group? Yes,
I
team?
guess permission group is that you can create a group and then assign the role to a group instead of a single person.
Yes, your managed permission group is, it's like to whom you want to assign a particular role. Role is something, it's like that you have all the module which what permission you want to give an access to, which module you want to give an access to, whether it's a read or write or whatever access you want to do, you define that into your role. Group is something like to who will have an access to a particular role. So that's what you do into that group. So let's come here into your success factor. Let's again define our role and group. So here, if you again come into your admin center, so in your admin center, you will see all your this section, which is going to come here. So if I scroll down here, you will see your this access which is coming, and in this, you have this access as your manage permission role. So if I come into your manage permission role, now continuing with the same example what Shiva and Hemlata they said. So in that you have a different employee, and so some employee will have a different access, and some people will have a different access. So based on that, you are creating it a role that what access these employee they will have it. So here if I come into this section, so you can see these are the existing role that we have it here, and you can see all your roles and everything which is coming into this section. So you have it your all these role and everything. So this is a role name team, this is a role description that you have it here, this is a status which is active or not active is going to come. Then you have it here as a last modified. So you can see it's like when this was modified last, so you will have your this date which is written, this is your action, and in your action you can see edit. So you can edit it from here also, you can edit from here also. Then after this you have it a copy. If you want to copy a particular role and then again you want to put that into add some another role, so in that case you can also go ahead and do that. Then you have it a view summary. So if you want to view something, so in this case you will come here and click into your view summary detail that we have it here. Looks like my pop-up is it's actually not working properly, it's actually blocked. Oh, it's working. So you can see it's like how you have all your this access. So here it's like you can see in permission requiring target, what access you have it. You can see it's like in the manage user what access you have it, compensation what access you have it, your employee data what access you have it, whether you have a view or read or insert or correct all those data. So you can see all your data in section which is coming into your this detail that we have it here, right? Then here in your this another detail that you have it here, view change history. So anybody who has an access to this change your role and everything, so they will come into your this section, and here you can see your view detail that you have it here. So here you will see all your view section and everything which is coming into your this section, and in your view section you can see your this detail that we have it here. So once you click into your view, so again, yeah, so here you can see what changes and everything what these people they have done it into your this section. So like this you can see all your this section and detail that they have it here. Now let's create our own role team. So I'm going to create a role with the name we have it here as a TCS. So I'm going to open your this permission role, and once you open your permission role, you will see there is a 3-step you have to do into your role. One step it is your name and description, second it is your permission setting, third it is your grant this role to. So in your name and description you're going to write your name and details. So I'm going to give it here as a TCS role, and here also I'll give it here as a TCS role that we have it here. So what permission that you want to give it here. So I'm not going to cover into detail this time team, so I'm just going to cover just a few information, because if you remember when we were doing introduction to mastery, I told you that this topic again it will be repeated, and so I'm covering that point of time I covered into detail, but once we come into your employee central I'll cover into and then we will move on. So here you can see your this role is being divided into two sections. One, it is a user permission, and another is a administrator permission. User permission is a permission where you have it all your permission, and in your permission and everything it's like which is a end user can have all those permission. And what is the administrative permission? Administrative permission is a permission which your consultant will have it, which is your success factor consultant will have the administrator permission. So here if I come into this user permission, and into your user permission, let's see all those permission and access what they have it here. So those permission and access they will have it here into your this section which is going to come here. So let's see all these one by one which all permission they will have this access to. And here, so here the first one you're seeing, it's like, it is coming here as a calibration. Now calibration is not a part of your syllabus that we have it here. Goal is certainly part of your syllabus. So whatever you want to give this access, whether you want to give this access to all, or if you want to give this access to an individual, so here you can see all these sections, you can go ahead and give this permission that you have it here. Like for example, see, instead of giving all permission, you also have it here. It's like, you want to give this access to add new group or add new assignment, target population, check your report, then goal permission, right? So these are the only access which you want to give, so you can only select your those option. Learning is your another module team. So if you are actually part of your learning, so in this case you can have it your learning section, which is coming into your this detail that we have it here. Then you have it your CDP, which is your career development planning. So if you have your CDP in your this section, you can do that. Compensation in your another section. So here you can see your compensation, which is coming up here as a read. Then here you can see this is for edit. So if you want to give this compensation only to read, you can select your this section, or if you want to give this permission to edit also, so in this case you can select your edit option, and after your edit option you can select your executive review mass action permission. So here you have it your mass action permission, then you have it your data access permission. Then so all these permission and everything that you have it here, so you can actually select it into your compensation that we have it here. After your compensation, you have it your employee data, and in this section you can see your employee data and another detail which is coming into your this section. So here you have it your this employee data, and you have it into your this section which is coming into your here. And after this you have it your all these detail which is coming into your this section. So then you have it your employee data. So here in whatever access you want to give it into your employee data section, you can select it into your this option that we have it here, which is your employee profile and everything. So if you want to give this only to read, you can select it here only to view option, or if you want to give this access to make changes, you can actually select your this option to make your changes that you have it here. Then after this you have it here as your this section. So if you come here down, you have it your background, and in your background you have it here as a view, and you have it here as a edit. So those sections you will have it here into your view and edit whatever you want to select that here team. So even if you individually, if you want to select any of your this section, so you can select it individually. Then you also have it here as a user information, so you can select it any of your this information as a user information that you have it here. Your HR information, so you have it here as a HR information into your this section. You can select it as a HR information, whatever detail that you want to do that. Employment detail, so you have it into your employment detail, and then your global assignment that you have it into your this section. Your HR action that you have it here. Future related data, it's like which is coming into your this section. Transaction pending approval, you want to give this access. Your workflow related information, your pay component information. Then you have it your certain pay component, event reason you have it. So all those team, whatever you wanted, you can actually select it into your employee data that you have it here. This is your employee central effective dated entry. So all those data which is related to your employee central, you can come here and assign all those employee central related entries that you have it here. So here you can see all your this section which is coming up here, which is your personal. Somebody has any question?
Ashish, all this data will be uploaded using UDF file, is it?
Yes.
The real time also.
Yes, in real time also, all these data you'll have to upload it using the UDF file. But there is another option also, Shiva. So if you remember, you also have it add new hire, right? If you do not want to, do that with your add new hire, you also have it here as a add new hire where you can go ahead and create the record directly into the system,
So
which is your
this
this option.
add nearby is one to one, is it?
It's a one to one, yes.
Staff.
It's a one
Okay.
to one.
Like,
Yeah,
and we can also even configure all the other actions like ECC, right?
you can.
We can also configure other actions like promotion, redesignation, and the like different actions like ECC
No, but where do you want to configure this action?
in, in Employee Central. See, example now you have shown me as the new hire, right? It's action type. So
Mm-hmm.
in this kind of action types, can we configure other action types?
No, no, there are certain action type, but those action types are standard. You can't make any addition or changes into that.
So there are some apart from this new hire, there are other action types was given by SF, is it?
Okay, by the way, your add new hire is not an action. Okay, this is just a field, what they have given, just like your any other field, where you can actually go
Oh,
and create a record. There are action into your success factor, but add new hire, it's not an action.
okay, it's an single notification kind of thing, is it? It's
Yes.
an
It's a
oh,
it's just a label what they have given where you can actually create, click and you can create a employee. That's the only detail that, which you can do that.
if companies want to keep all the different actions being performed by each employee, like promotions, redesignations, transfers, reorg, these things, is there any possibility of keeping in SF?
That's what I'm saying to you, Shiva. There are certain action, which is there into your success factor, but those action are provided by the success factor only. You cannot make any changes to that, and you cannot make any addition to it.
You cannot rename.
You cannot rename.
Okay.
All right. Okay. One thing, team, you have to keep into mind that this is a cloud-based solution. A cloud-based solution, there is a difference between configuration and customization, right? I hope all of you are aware about what is the difference between the configuration and your customization. Configuration is something, it's like, that you already have something and you are just going and doing the configuration, which is a standard detail what the software has it, and you are just coming and doing the configuration. Let's suppose you have your this particular field which is coming into your employee central effective dated entities, and it is only showing till here, and date of birth is not coming here, right? So in this case, what I if you want a date of birth, so in that case you will have to contact your technical team, and those technical team, they will include that, they will do some modification, and they will bring this date of birth into your this particular section that you have it here. Now this is known as a customization. Okay, customization is not possible into any of the cloud based solution, not only in success factor. That is a limitation of the cloud based software where they use a SaaS based technology. You cannot customize. Okay, Shiva, is it clear?
Yeah.
Right. See, you can customize it into your SAP R3 system, right? Because those software, they are basically, they have it, their ABAP team, and they also have it their, they have the server access with them, right? So there, they can go ahead and modify and they can do that. And ideally, team, it is better also, that you cannot customize it, because certain organization, what they do, they completely modify the screen. And if you have to modify completely, then I don't it does not make any sense, that you should go ahead with any particular software, right? You can have it a local software and you can actually go ahead and implement that, right? Like for one of the example, if you wanted, like SBI bank team, the SBI bank, that we have it in India. There was actually I was supporting this. I was a project manager in SBI, and I have a whole team with me, and my team was actually supporting, that was in Belapur in Mumbai, and we were supporting this complete SBI technical assistance. We were doing that on payroll, and like the bank, and SBI has a various this what you call it, branches, not the branches but division in a sense, like Bank of Patiala, Bank of Jaipur, Bank of, like this, they, so not all the bank but only just a five bank, and including those five bank, including the another one, six one, the main SBI, there were almost like 8 lakh plus employee whose salary used to run it on SAP. Now what this bank did, they were using the SAP on-premise solution, and what they did, they modified their SAP system completely. And when the issue used to come, it used to be so difficult for us to see, it's like what the issue is, and why there is all this detail which is coming. So we used to face lots of issue when the issue or something used to come. So they modified everything, and they used to feel they are so good, that they have modified everything of their SAP. So the bottom line is, team, the point which I'm trying to make, as a good success factor consultant or as a good SAP R3 HCM consultant, you should always stick to, as much as possible, the standard configuration you should stick to. All right. So in that case, you should not do any customization that you have it here. So I hope, Shiva, I have answered your question.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead further. So here you have it, all these employee central effective data entries, which is coming into your this section. So whatever you want to do that, and I don't want to give this permission to delete. So I will not give this access for deletion. So then you have it here as a job information, which is coming into this section. You have it your employee central compensation integration. So in this section you have it here as a employee central compensation detail, which is coming into your this section. So you have it here as a compensation detail and those information that we have it here. Then your employee central import entities. So all those section import entities, that you want to do that here. After this, you have it your employee widget. So here you have it your employee widget, your employee view. So any of your those section that you have it here for the employee views, payroll permission, payroll integration, then your systems SAP configuration, general user permission if you want to give any. So you want, this is for your recruitment, this is for your report. So you have it any of your those sections. So you want to give this permission for your report and everything. So here you can select your all these report. You have it here as an analytics permission. So any kind of a analytics permission and everything that you have it here. So here you can go ahead and do all your analytics permission that you have it here. After your analytics permission, you have it your succession planner. And in this case, you have it as your succession planner and everything, which is coming into this section. Then your variable pay. So here you have it your all your variable pay and your miscellaneous permission, which is coming up here, team. So any of your those detail which you want to give this access into your miscellaneous permission, you can actually come here and select your all these detail. Data retention. So data retention is like if you want to remove those duplicate content and everything, you can do that. This is a time management permission, which is a last topic, in your employee central, which is going to come, this your time management. After this, team, you have it your administrative permission. What is administrative permission? Administrative permission, it is the permission which is for us, because after your this, we're going to become the success factor administrator. We have it here, right? So here you have it your administrator permission, which is coming into your this section that we have it here. So in your this section, team, you can see your um your all these detail and everything that we have it here. So here you can see your managed calibration, which is coming. So you have it here as a career development compensation. So if you want to select your compensation, variable pay, compensation, skill, manage job builder, manage job and skill profile, visibility, manage business report, that you have it here, manage document, you have it into your this section. So you can actually go ahead and do all your document. Today is Thursday or Friday, team? Today is Wednesday. Okay, So then you have it your manage form template. So here you have it your manage form template and everything which is coming into your this section. So here it is your manage integration tool that you have it here. So in this case, you can have it your integration tool and everything that which is coming into your this section. After your integration tool, that we have it here. So you will also see your manage matrix navigator is going to come here. So whatever the matrix navigator you want to define it, you can actually come here and define your matrix navigator. You have it here as a manage goal. So in your this section, you have it here as a manage goal, which is coming into your this section. So here you have it here as a manage goal and everything that you have it here, and you have into your all these manage goal and everything which is coming into this section. Manage question library you have it here, and then you have it here as a manage recruitment, manage recruiting object you have it here, manage succession you have it into this section, manage system properties, manage user you have it here. So all your manage user and everything that you have it into your this section. So you have it into your all these manage user and everything which is coming into your this section. After your manage user and everything, you have it your manage pay scale. So you can actually come here and do all your pay scale. This is your time off detail and section, so you want to select that here. This is a manage time off. So here also you have it into your this section, which is a manage time off, manage advances. You have it here as a manage mass changes, then my employee central API. You have it here as an employee central import setting. So all these import setting you have it here, manage foundation object, then manage foundation object type you have it here. So all these inherit and your correction that you have it here. Metadata framework, so you have it into your this section for metadata framework. Metadata framework foundation you have it here. Now I have team, if you remember in the first session, when we were doing this RBP and when we were doing that into your introduction to mastery, this MDF I told you that I will tell you later on, right? Let me tell you what is, okay, I have already told you what is MDF, right? Which is a metadata framework, which means all those object has been transferred to your managed data, which means you can directly make the changes into the system. You don't need to work on your XML file that you have it here. Then after this team, you have it your manage data purge. Purge means you're removing your duplicate content, so you're purging two data into one, so that's your purging. Position management is one of the very important topic in your employee center, and one complete session it will be required to only work on the position manager. Business configuration rule team, this is your business rule. So just like your schema and PCR, you have done it into your SAP R3 system. So here also you have it your manage business configuration. Manage presentation, so you have it here as a manage presentation in this section. You have it here as a manage talent card, manage security, manage deduction. So you have it into your all your deduction and everything. Manage your workflow, you have it your all your workflow. Manage accent search, you have it here. Manage SAP system configuration, so you have it all these section. Then you have it here as a admin center permission. So and your this manage admin center permission, then you have it your check tool or whatever. So once you do that, come here and save your this section. So save your this role also. But once your role is saved, you will see that this role is not active. So here once we will save your this section, after saving your this section team, you will see it's not saving it, right? Okay, let's see. Yeah, it started you saving your this record. So here you can see after you're saving, you can see all your this detail which is coming up, right? But you can see this is coming as an inactive. So what we're going to do next step, I'm going to create a group, and group also I'm going to create it here with the TCS group. So here if I come into your this section, and in your TCS I will create your this group that we have it here, which is your create this group, which is your TCS group. And in your TCS group you have it your category, and your this category you have it your username. No, not the username. I'm going to select it as a user. So here I'm going to give this access only to me. So this is my detail, and if I select it here as a done, update your this record. Here also team, I have spent lots of time into your this section, so I'm not spending any more time into your this detail. So once we are done, you can see this TCS group is there. This is for the employee type employee. This is a dynamic, and then this is how many member are in there in this. There are only one member. You have it here. It's like you can see the date it has been modified, and then further action which is coming up here. After your this action, then what you have to do, you have to assign your role to the group. So if I again come into your this role, after your this role, what will happen? You will come into your this section, open your this role that we have it. Once your role is open, in that case you will follow the third step that we have it into your role section, right? So your third step, it is, you come here and you can see your third step, it is grant this role to select your this detail and select your grouping that we have created, which is your TCS. Search into your this section, you will get your TCS group. When you select your TCS group and select your this section and make it done, and here select your this detail and make it active. Come completely down team. Once you come down, you have it your saves changes, which is coming into your this section. So here you can see your save changes. It is coming into your this section that we have it here, right? So here you can see your role is active now. So this is how you will create your third point, which is your RBP, which is your manage role based permission that we have it here. And tomorrow we're going to start with your corporate data model that we have it. Any question team so far anybody wants to ask me? Team, any question? Okay, Shiva is saying there is no question. He has it. Anybody else has any question?
Uh, Ashish, like we are viewing the employee profile now. So it is when you go to the admin center, you'll find the employee profile, right? So when I open my employee profile, there is a space called compensation data. So when I open that, no, we already had a compensation data for all three people. No? When I open my user now, it is not. It's showing that there is no compensation data. So actually we did, right? We did for all three people, right? Even mine you have did, right? But I'm not able to view
for in the old system, right? Okay,
yes,
now with
yes.
with the compensation data team, a compensation data, it can only be launched to the manager and the the person above him. So that's the only, you need to have a reporting person, then only you'll be able to launch your compensation data. Otherwise, you will not be able to view anything into your compensation data.
Okay.
All right, so that's what, if you remember, I think same, we have done it, we spent quite some time. It's like, when Hemlata was asking this detail. Right, so there we have also done all these section and details. So you will only be able to access your employee central, that template, if you have a team member. If you don't have it, you will not be able to access you. So you are saying that which is, there's a template which is coming into your account, right? So let's see that, Shiva, what is template coming. So if I open up your this template, so into your this template, if I come here, and what is this? Oh, this is another section which is coming here as an expired. Which, okay, this is old sections. All right. So here, if I come into your compensation, so you're saying there is a compensation template coming for you. So if I come here into my form, where there is a template, Shiva, there is no template.
Hello.
Yes, Shiva.
Kishore here, Ashish.
Yes, Kishore, tell me.
Actually, we need to go to the employee profile.
Sorry?
Hello.
Yes, Kishore.
See, we need to go to the employee profile, not here I'm talking about. We need to go to employee profile.
Okay.
So employee profile, my employee profile, na?
No, that compensation is different from this compensation. That is your
Uh-huh.
earnings and deduction.
Okay.
Okay.
So that you have uploaded for all three of us, right?
Yes, but no, but this compensation is different. This is your your earnings and deduction. You remember when we were doing the add
Ah,
new hire, there was this compensation data it came. The last step that we
okay.
had it. Actually, now I'm logged in into the old system. I cannot show you even. So if you remember when we were doing this add a new hire, and in this one there was a last step which came as a compensation, right? Where we added those
Okay.
basic salary and your advanced salary, right? Some Diwali bonus. So
Okay.
that compensation, which was you're talking about your earning and deduction, not your.
Oh,
Okay, this compensation, it is your that way you can actually decide to increase the salary for some people. So this compensation and this compensation is different.
okay. This is the employee compensation, and what we have done is to increase the compensation based on the goal setting and performance. We need to increase for our team, right?
Yes. And there is one more thing, team, which I just want to show that you. I was actually trying for yesterday, I spent some time on Hemlata account just to trying to launch a compensation for her. Now the compensation is coming into her account, but she cannot launch it actually. So this is what, I just want to show you that, the compensation template is coming. So here you will see the form is coming, but this was a template actually which I launched yesterday. But since Hemlata does not have people reporting to her, so she cannot see this. So you'll see only this information is coming to Hemlata. Rest of the information it is not coming to her. All right. Any other question, team? You people have it? No question, team. All right. So tomorrow we're going to start from your fourth point that we have it here. All right. Chalo. Okay then, team.